This may be the worst timing ever. There are people outside my apartment, they're washing the windows, it's super loud, so if you can hear that, I apologize, this condenser microphone is too damn sensitive. But we had ourselves some news. The Vancouver Canucks and PATRIK, they have announced that the team has signed 2 players. Linus Karlsson has himself a contract, and so does Cole McWard. They have both 1-year, 2-way contracts. And they're both included on the same graphic. That is absolutely awesome. Now, let's go out there, read the article, take a look at the scoop here as to both of these guys, because honestly, just based off of what I know about these players and what we had seen out of them last year, I like these signings a lot. I think you should as well. Let's scroll down over here. Vancouver Canucks GM PATRIK announced today that the club has agreed to terms with forward Linus Karlsson and defenseman Cole McWard on 1-year, 2-way contracts. Carlsson, 24 years old, spent the majority of 23-24 with the Abbey Canucks, tallying a career-high 60 points, 30 penalty minutes, and a +9 plus-minus rating, adding 2 points and 10 penalty minutes in 6 playoff games. He led all Abbotsford skaters in points with 60, ranked second in goals, 23, and assists with 37. Carlsson made his NHL debut on November 16, 2023, and played 4 regular season games and 2 playoff games with Vancouver. Yeah, you gotta remember that. Linus Karlsson was with the team in the playoff run. He did get a small cup of coffee, and admittedly, he didn't look that bad. Like, he looked just okay. Nothing really too special there, but of course, he is a lot younger than some of these other guys, so it's not really like, there were too high of an expectation on him. But either way, in 132 career AHL games across 2 seasons, the Eskil, Sweden native has 109 points, 102 penalty minutes, and a +5 plus-minus rating, along with 4 points and 16 penalty minutes in 12 playoff games. Carlsson was originally selected by the San Jose Sharks in the 3rd round and was traded to Vancouver for Jonathan Daniil. Cole McWard, 23 years old, appeared in 57 regular season games for the Abbey Canucks in 23-24, recording 17 points, 16 penalty minutes, and a +5 plus-minus rating. In 6 playoff games, the right-shot defenseman collected a point and 2 penalty minutes. He also appeared in 1 NHL game with the Canucks last season, bringing his NHL total to 6 career games played, 1-0-1, all with Vancouver. Prior to his pro career, McWard appeared in 75 games across 2 seasons at the Ohio State University Buckeyes system, so there you go, fellow alumni alongside of, I believe, Dakota Joshua, if I'm not mistaken. He recorded 37 points, 10 penalty minutes, and a +8 plus-minus rating in those 75 games. The Fenton MO, is that Missouri? Man, my geography sucks. I think it's Missouri. The Fenton MO native originally signed with Vancouver as an undrafted free agent 1 year ago. So, this article, unfortunately, does not tell us much about the contract itself. We just know 1 year, 2-way. These guys will make different amounts of money if they're in the NHL versus in the AHL. But when it comes to both of these guys, there are some pretty good things to look forward to. Now, Cole McWard was one of the guys that PATRIK labeled in his press conference the other day as to being a good, solid young piece that could potentially help the Canucks moving forward. He had a press conference after the Filip Hronek signing, and he did name-drop Cole McWard as one of these guys. 23 years old and 6'1", 192 right-handed guy, signed on till the end of what is going to be now next season, 1 year, 2-way contract as a defensive defenseman. Cole McWard, as we had talked about, was pretty alright for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He was at 21 points in 39 games played in his sophomore season, then scored a goal in 5 games for the Canucks to end off last season, and then had 17 points in 57 games with the Abbey Canucks this season. He's not really a super hot point producer. He's more so of a stable guy. I remember in the sample last year, we had exhibited, hey, this guy is moving well, he can get pucks on goal, he plays the blue line and the trap pretty nicely. He's a pretty solid defensive prospect to have in the system, and the Vancouver Canucks agreeing with that, deciding to re-up him to a contract, definitely validates that opinion. Meanwhile, you go over to Linus Karlsson, a guy who's had a lot more experience at the NHL level. He was pretty alright too. I mean, 60 points in 60 games this prior year. He was a point-per-game guy, and if you wanted to talk about the awards, did he win anything? No, he didn't win anything, unfortunately. Where was he in AHL scoring? I'm curious about that. Let's go out there and take a look here. AHL stats for 23-24. Yeah, so Linus Karlsson was in the top 15. He was actually, tied for 12th overall in AHL points, which is great to see. A lot of these guys are a little bit, some are older, some are a little bit younger, whatever, like Cole Lind is in here. Why isn't anyone taking Cole Lind? What a throwback that is. But either way, Linus Karlsson was a fairly solid player to have in the system. If he can develop more so into a middle to bottom six NHL caliber guy, I think that's more so what you want out of this player. At the end of the day, though, there's a really long trade tree with Linus Karlsson, so I feel like there's low-key a lot of expectations for him to do something nice with his career, considering the fact that he was traded from San Jose in the Jonathan Dahlen trade. That was a really big deal back when it happened. Dahlen for Linus Karlsson, and then you go back in time. Jonathan Dahlen was a guy that a lot of people had high hopes for too, because he was acquired from the Burrows trade, and he was a line mate with Elias Pettersson in 2017, and then it didn't really work out, and yeah, it was all over the place there, the Jonathan Dahlen situation, but Linus Karlsson is here now. He looked pretty okay in the small sample he had played against with the Oilers in the playoffs, and then in the regular season he also was okay too. At the end of the day, though, both of these guys getting contracts is a pretty good piece of business. The Vancouver Canucks still have a few extra guys they need to sign, and when it comes to that, I mean, we're in the final days here of Cap Friendly. Let's use this website one more time. Hey, this is it, eh? This is the end game. I am Iron Man. There still are a few extra guys that the Canucks need to re-sign. Artur Silovs, I think, is the big the big RFA that is going to need a contract, but then there are some other UFAs. Ian Cole, sorry, he's not going to come back. Tyler Myers probably going to come back. Nikita Zadorov probably not going to come back. Lindholm not going to come back. Lafferty, we'll see. Dakota Joshua, we'll see. And then Teddy Bluger probably does come back too. Casey DeSmith, yeah, no, he's not coming back. Sorry about that. And then for RFAs, there are a few extra guys here. I mean, Aidan McDonough needs a contract. We'll see if he gets signed soon. Sheldon Dries. If the Canucks decide to bring Dries back, I honestly would not be opposed to that. Some extra guys over here as well. Zach Sawchenko, Matt Irwin. Oh yeah, Matt Irwin is a Canuck. I totally forgot that he was on this roster. Jet Wu needs a contract, so we'll see what happens with him. One of the other prized draft picks from that 2018 selection, the second rounder behind Quinn Hughes. We'll see what happens with Jet Wu, considering his popping off this previous season. But there are some extra AHL depth defensemen that have contracts that will be interesting additions to the Canucks next year in limited roles. We'll see what Guillaume Brisebois is able to do. We'll see Akito Hirose maybe get a chance. Maybe Elias Pettersson gets his opportunity. But for now, today is about Cole McWard, because that guy got himself a contract, and it's a pretty good reward for a guy that did show off some good development into the AHL this most previous season. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Linus Karlsson and Cole McWard both getting contracts with the Vancouver Canucks. I hope you enjoyed this video. 99, and bye.